In this video, I'll discuss the Jungian archetype known as Baphomet, which is considered one of the most complex and intriguing archetypes among the four major ones identified by Jung. These include the Great Mother, the Tyrannical Father, and the Wise Old Man. An archetype represents an exaggerated personification of specific characteristics. The Baphomet archetype was first identified by Jung, who called it the Trickster, which was an archetype of deception. Baphomet embodies qualities of deception, envy, and greed, with the central emotion being disgust, evoking our repulsion towards individuals who embody this archetype. People who align with the Baphomet tend to display traits associated with psychopathy and borderline personality disorder. Those who follow the Baphomet archetype thrive in environments characterized by environments with unstable levels of comfort. This instability leads to selfish and unethical behaviour, as individuals in such environments can hoard resources and undermine others without needing social support. The Baphomet strategy is adopted by individuals who feel genetically ill-equipped for their environment, leading to fluctuating levels of comfort. Comfort and stress indicate how well adapted an organism is to its surroundings. Environments that are too easy to survive in typically have spikes in comfort, especially among females. Behaviours associated with the Baphomet archetype are paternity fraud. Paternity fraud happens when someone lies about who the father of a child is. This is a terrible thing to do because it wastes the time and life of the man who is falsely believed to be the father, and it helps someone else succeed instead. When a woman tells a man that he's the father of the child but he's not, it causes a lot of problems. The man might spend a lot of time and resources raising the child that isn't his. This can make him very upset and hurt when he finds out. It also leads to him helping a child with genetics that are of a competing strategy that involves not taking good care of children, making paternity fraud one of the greatest genetic table flippers, where a few instances of paternity fraud can totally flip how the genetics and culture works of a group or a nation. This is largely why women have been forced to behave in certain ways throughout history. Paternity fraud also causes problems in the child. Finding out your real dad isn't the one you thought of can be very confusing and upsetting. In short, paternity fraud is the greatest weapon women have against males. Another aspect of the Baphomet archetype is greed and hoarding resources. This is often portrayed through different means, such as obesity, which we are also disgusted by because it is connected to greed. Greed works well in environments that don't require teamwork, as you can hoard resources until a competitor runs out of resources. This is a good strategy in environments that don't require a lot of social cooperation. Greed is mostly a bad choice in more stable environments. That means you have less friends and end up hoarding resources for yourself instead of others, which they could use instead to help you. The third aspect of the Baphomet archetype is undermining others. This is associated with schadenfreude, which is pleasure in the pain of others, and is more common in women than in men via the oxytocin receptor, which is largely increased by various estrogens. Undermining others is bad when you require friends in a more stable environment, but it is a good strategy when you only care about yourself. In a way, undermining others elevates you in the hierarchy that you are part of if you are successful in damaging someone's reputation. The fourth aspect of Baphomet would be the female promiscuity. This is associated with paternity fraud, as females behave promiscuously in order to try and trick fathers into taking care of infants or stop the infants from infanticide by males that think the child isn't theirs. And the fifth aspect of Baphomet is the ugliness. We perceive ugly traits as disgusting, as they are a sign of mutation and disease. Being ugly may also be a strategy or method for reducing sexual attention, which can be helpful in certain personalities and situations. Basically, any behaviour or trait we are disgusted by is associated with the Baphomet archetype. There are a lot of other behaviours associated with this archetype, but the core traits and behaviours are listed above. The appearance of Baphomet, depicted as a fat, ram-headed hermaphrodite, signifies toxicity and mutation, warning others to avoid such individuals. The ram's head may also stem from historical practices like animal husbandry, or it could represent our instinctive aversion to what appears to be mutant or ugly. Baphomet's hermaphroditic nature symbolizes rapid reproduction akin to a disease, threatening the reproduction of others. It represents a desperate attempt to adapt to an environment where one feels ill-equipped, such as an environment where food is excessively easy to obtain. In summary, Baphomet embodies the essence of mutation and greed, representing a drastic survival strategy in response to environmental challenges. Individuals resort to Baphomet strategies when they find themselves in environments where they struggle to adapt, such as environments where food is overly abundant. Basically, people go Baphomet mode when food and comfort sources are too easy to obtain, creating spikes in comfort compared to a steady level of comfort, which makes people use the Great Mother archetype. People turn bad when things are too easy, is the simple way to say it.